and Fancy.
Yeah.
2 freaking years. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about celebrating it today. We didn't put together.
And the work university, and it was so good. I mean, they really, how you can go to stuff oftentimes and they just kind of tell you, oh, all you got to do is, but they don't really tell you what all you got to do. And they really broke down what all you got to do. So it had I think her name is Eliza Diop, her Instagram is like Liza Talks Money. She was talking about business credit. Alicia Reese was talking about building partnerships. King Ashley Ann was talking about leveraging your social media. I didn't get to see all of hers, but I did get the replays because I attended as a VIP, so they sent over all the replays too. And then even Lucinda Cross was there, and she actually pulled me on stage, it's a virtual stage, but I volunteered to go on stage with her, and we did this activity where she was like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Just constantly asking that. And then she started to ask me why, asking why to get to the core of what I needed. And when she got done, I said I needed to fix my credit. And then I started coming up with all the reasons why I needed to fix my credit. And what she did was she was like, okay, so from what she's saying, she needs to find an estate attorney. Can anybody help her with that? Okay, she wants to buy a house. Can anybody help her with that? She wants to get another car. Can anybody? And girl, people was like, I can help her fix her credit. I can do so and so, so and so. So I'm meeting with somebody tomorrow to talk about fixing my credit. I'm having lunch with someone next week that is a realtor. Although I know I'm not ready for that just yet. We're actually just meeting up because we discovered they were both from Baton Rouge. So it was a really great event overall. But how was your weekend?
Oh, that is so dope. My weekend was cool. What did I do this weekend? I didn't do nothing this weekend. I worked. What did I do? Saturday, I don't think I did anything. I can't remember. But so I don't know. I guess it wasn't that important. Look, now I'm about to look at my calendar like, what did I do this weekend?
We be that way sometimes.
Girl, isn't that awful? Yeah, I don't think I did anything really. This weekend. What?
I want to acknowledge these comments. Thank you, Sharona. She said happy 2 years.
Sharona.
A long time. Kind of think about it now.
Been down since day one too.
And hey, Chef D. He said, hey ladies.
I can't remember what I did this weekend, so it may not have been that important. Anyway,
I was waiting on you to still remember or something, but okay.
I can't remember. You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna be later on, and I'm like, you know how I am. But speaking of networking, okay, so I post on my page that I was listening to the memo. Yeah, I know I listen instead of reading. And at first you was like, you was looking for a book, the next book or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to gift this book to my friends. Now here's the thing. Memo is the Black Girls Lean In. When Lean In first came out, baby, I was like, yes. I want to get this to everybody. Everybody should read this. And now, thank you, Julius.
Thank you.
And now I'm like, ooh, the memo. And at first I was like, this is not a book for fancy. This, because you're an entrepreneur and it's really talking about going up the corporate ladder. However, there are some things in there that I feel like you can use. So I'm going to gift it to you. So don't buy it. I'm going to buy it for you. I want to gift it to you because I knew you wanted to read it. I didn't even.
I almost got it the other night too, again, but I ended up getting Rick Ross' book, so I'm glad I did.
Okay, don't do it. I'm gonna send it to Sharona too, and my twin. I'm gonna send it to her too. It's really good because it speaks to Black girlness. As Black women and black people, period, we be like, I ain't gonna talk to them. Why I gotta go? I'm not going to meet up with them people. And I know me in corporate America, I'd be like, I don't want to go to happy hour with them. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to a birthday luncheon that they giving. Just talk to them about stuff. But she made it so simple. She was like, sometimes that's people. When people feel invested in your life, they want to help you more. And she was like, you're wondering why Sally Ann is bringing the boss a red velvet cake. That's because during one of them happy hours, he said his favorite cake was red velvet. And now it's his birthday, and she bought him a red velvet cake. And he's going to remember those things. You know what I'm saying? It spoke to white people, how they climb up the ladder, how they pull each other up the ladder, like a friend, somebody who don't have nobody's experience, but they the CFO just because of nepotism. And that's what it talked about. She talks about that in some places too. And she's like, but black people, it's like we're the only one. And we say we helping other people. Let me put that down because I'm gonna keep we say that we're helping each other, but we're really not helping each other. And she even talked about how we don't network right. Like, I'm so glad that you're like, I met these people and I'm gonna meet with them. I meet people all the time and I don't meet them no more. Like, I meet them, I get that card, we be like, yeah, we're gonna hook up. I am so that girl that she was talking about who'll be like, I don't feel like being bothered. I don't know. And
that's normally me.
But that's so crazy. That's what I'm saying. So she's pulling it out. She has follow-up letters in her book. That's another reason why I need to get the hard copy, because she has follow-up letters. She has thank you letters. She has networking letters to kind of like if I wanted to introduce you to Sharona or something like that, like a email or something. Mm-hmm. She has these templates in her book. That's cool. Mindy Hart. It's like really, really, really dope. And I just was like, I can appreciate it. You know, I finished it today while I was at the nail shop. I was just really needed to get my nails done. What she said, Arnya says, I don't feel like it all the time. Then I'm going to need you to get out my business and get out my comments talking about me, little mama, that part. And what I realized is that here recently, I've been bored. And one of the reasons why I've been bored is because I'm not working in my passion like I should be. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that has to do with personal things. You know, this year has been a year of transition, and sometimes transition does not feel good, or we don't know what to do because we feel stuck in some ways. Now, I don't believe that God is telling me to leave my 9 to 5 yet. However, I feel like God is having me experience certain things to learn on that 9 to 5. So when I am out, I don't react the same ways that I react now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm doing that, and I need to get in my own business. That's why I told you I need to do a hard stop with business, everything outside the podcast and stuff, because I have to get myself together. So she was asking some questions. What's your passions? What's your goals? And I'm like, I'm always helping other people with their goals, but I never work on my own goals. Right. And I don't put timelines on my own goals, but I tell you what we doing and how we doing this and this, that, and the third. It's time for me to pour into me in that way. So yeah, those things. And I finished watching Bigger on BET Plus. I've been exploring BET Plus. Now, although BET is not owned by Blacks anymore, my thought is there's a lot of Black actors and actresses on there, and to support them. So I found some really cute shows, and I said I was gonna write on that. And that's another thing. I've been real creative. I've been feeling real creative, like I want to write. And you know, that's my background now. My background is writing, because I enjoy being a journalist. So, you know, I watched the Miss Pat show, the First Wives Club, Bigger, and Perfectly Single. So just some things that I just found on there. So yeah, those things. I guess that was my weekend, girl. I still don't know what I did this weekend.
You must have watched BET Plus. You listened to a book. We know that much, and work. That sounds like a weekend, because a weekend is really be seeming like 24 hours.
I have been watching BET Plus all week too, and then you sent me that. See, let me tell y'all something. Y'all get y'all girlfriends. Some girlfriends that's gonna tell you when to, you know, that's not gonna hold back. That's one thing that I love about Fancy and myself, because we do it to each other. We were like, girl, you heard about this? So the website that you sent me, my friend, I went out with my homeboy Thursday night, and he actually told me about the website and told me about the brand to invest in too, the same one. So I'm like, okay, it looked like I need to invest in that. I figured out what I did on this weekend. Saturday. Okay, because Friday night I worked at Home Depot. Saturday I did the walk, the Coleman 3
okay.
5K walk. That's what I did. And then I went straight to work after that. And then Sunday is generally my rest time. I rest and then I went to work. So that's what I did. I feel like I'm talking a lot. So let's get into these news subjects. Hey, it's our anniversary week and then it's okay. We want to say rest in peace to AJ Johnson. What is so crazy is I was watching House Party. I think I seen that on BET Plus too. I was watching House Party. No, that was on Netflix. It was on Netflix. Anyway, nevertheless, and I don't know if y'all watch TV like I watch TV. Whenever I see an actor or something, especially if somebody that I recognize, I'm like, what they doing now? Especially a movie like House Party. I'm like, what they're doing now? So I actually looked him up because a lot of people I don't think realize he's the guy who's in Play's house, and the dad says, follow the drip with the Jerry curl on in his head. That's actually AJ Johnson.
I faintly remember that. I don't quite remember the movie as well, but I could see that now that you're saying it in some ways. Because I said I wanted to look to see what all he had been in over the years. Just because I wasn't, like, of course I remember him from Friday, but I didn't really, and it seems like I saw him in something else too, but I hadn't had a chance to sit down and really look to see what all else he had been in. Because I figured it was some more stuff as well.
I know.
It was Comic View, wasn't it?
He's done Comic View a lot of times. He's done Comic View a lot of times. So he passed earlier this month.
Right.
A lot of people, what got me was, a lot of people was like, bro, you gonna be missed. And I'm like, you didn't even have no relationship with him if you know he died. Because the report says earlier this month.
I'm not gonna say that. Now that I'm thinking about it, before I would totally agree, but I'm not gonna say no relationship, but it could have been a distant relationship, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been 2 people that have passed and I didn't find out about it until like a month or 2 later, So and that was just like by chance. I was like, God must have wanted me to know, because it was so weird, but I didn't have any other connections to them to be able to find out. So it just so happened that I happened to see it, on Facebook or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so maybe not, but and then we've all been kind of in our own spaces throughout this time anyway.
Okay, I can agree with that. So Chef D said Fancy's so laid back. Fancy is very laid back, Chef D, and I be the one. Go ahead. Thank you, Brandy. Brandy said happy anniversary. Brandy, I have on Nikki tonight. This her lipstick.
Oh, it's cute.
I was gonna put on some eyeshadow, and I was like, I ain't got time for that, because we got a mani and a pedicure right before, and I was like, but I could throw this lipstick on, have a pop of color. So that's what's Nikki.
It's cute.
Corona said I got the hookup. And that's when I pulled out my phone so I could see what other movies. So I got the hookup Friday. I got the hookup too. Players Club. Never heard of that. He was in Menace to Society. I don't remember. Some other bootleg movies. Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles. Repose. I say House Party. He was in Holiday Heartbreak. How to Be a Player. I don't remember him in that either. And I know some people were saying he was in Babs too. So
I don't know why I could picture him in a club in what was the movie you just said before Babs? How to Be a Player. I don't know why I could picture him in a club in How to Be a Player, but I'm not saying that's what he really did, but I could see him like in a club scene for some reason.
Players Club.
He was in it?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, he was in more than I knew.
He was in Baby Boy. He was in Woo. Okay, those are the ones that you would probably know about. Okay. So yeah, a priest. Thank you, boo.
Thanks.
And thanks, Brandy, for the compliment. And Julia says, "Rest in peace, AJ. He was on Comic View Def Jam house party. I got the hookup list, but thank you, Julius." Aprecia said, "Hey us." Julia said, "Yep, the movie How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy." And Sharona says, "Got his neck rolled up in the caddy."
In Players Club.
Got his neck rolled up in the caddy in Players Club. So maybe he. I don't know.
I have to actually watch all the movies again before I actually.
I feel like I gotta go watch it.
But that's the thing. Now, me actually sitting down watching them all. That yeah. If I run across him again, I hope I can remember to look for him.
See, I'll be watching it while I'm working.
I don't watch old movies. Like I don't really watch stuff more than once.
Really?
I watch one time.
I do. It's something funny, some nostalgic, like How to Be a Player. I mean, How to Be a Player in Players Club, especially Players Club. So yes, we're gonna send healing energy, as Charlamagne says. I didn't check out his. Believe it or not, I have not checked out his show. I know you was waiting for me to say I checked it out. I haven't. But we're sending healing energy to Wendy Williams. She's in a psychiatric hospital. They said that she had been drinking a lot prior to going into the hospital. I think Wendy hasn't got. My personal opinion is Wendy didn't get over her husband cheating on her the way he did, and just everything that happened with that. Because Wendy had a lot. It was hard for her to conceive, and she was dealing with emotional abuse and stuff from him, and I think physical abuse as well. And then, the baby, and then she had to leave him to save face. I really don't believe that she really wanted to leave him. I think, but to save face, she did, and she didn't work through that. And then her mom died, and she really didn't take no time off of that. So. Which is
I don't really just follow Wendy, but I do, want to send her prayers. I saw that her brother was saying that she was doing okay, but he also mentioned the fact that it's about to be approaching the anniversary of their mom's death, like in the next month or two. And he was just saying that it was like really hard for her to stay sober, and that, she does have a lot of issues. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like she didn't tell everything in that movie, So what's all to say what's really going on with her, because I just feel like the movie, it shared some stuff about, what was his name, Kevin or whatever, but there wasn't really, but actually her issues with her pregnancies, now that was something that was really, I think that was a deep part of her that she shared with us. But overall, to me, it seemed like it was kind of soft.
I feel like as well, and Charlamagne even said that it didn't say a lot of things that Kelvin did. And I feel like it's trauma. All those miscarriages, then you finally have your baby, and then dealing with all of that, and then this man gets this woman pregnant that he's been with all these years that you knew he had been with, and she has a baby, and now you paying for that baby, and it ain't even your baby.
All right, now to be paying for it, yeah,
right.
That would be traumatizing right there. Anything you got to pay for, hell.
Lacey. We're sending a shout out to Michelle A. Cole. She is the first Black woman to win a Emmy for writer for a limited or anthology series or movie. With the movie, I May Destroy You. Now I want to go find that and figure out where I can find that, because I've never heard of it. HBO. It's on HBO. I'm gonna have to go find it. I don't have to do HBO. Also, big shout out to Debbie Allen, who was the first Black woman to receive the Governor's Award. And these are great. And it's a shame that in 2021 we're still announcing first, but that's okay. We're gonna keep doing that. So those things. Joy Reid. Okay, so Joy Reid talked about white woman missing syndrome.
Missing white woman syndrome.
Missing white woman syndrome. And it is the act of when a white woman goes missing, and well, all eyes are on and watching, and she gets so much news coverage. But there's a black boy missing in that same region right now, and you wouldn't. I seen it because I think the Shade Room had it on there. But there's a black boy that's missing right now, and you know, media hasn't picked it up. Now that goes back to kind of our conversation last week because I was about to say mainstream media, but then I said that, but I don't think none of us really picked it up. Did you know?
No.
His name is Daniel, if I'm not mistaken.
But they say that it's more likely for I mean, with the missing white woman syndrome, they were just from studies that it's more likely that the white woman or girl will receive more attention than a black woman, but a man is even less likely to receive attention, like than the both of them. So I'm not saying that's an excuse, like that's a good reason why it's not known, but so what is he in? Where was that at? In Wyoming or something?
He was in Arizona.
Oh, is that where Gabby? I can't remember her last name, but is that where she was originally from?
I think she was in Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
They say the region, not the state.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
So you can you can picture.
I forgot all about that was even there. My bad.
You got that right. So Joy Reid is always on point. I keep saying I need to watch her on the weekends. And I need to really, really, really get into that because she be really on it. And she calls out a lot of stuff. And that's my type of journalism. She's not afraid to. And we have to kind of step up and be unapologetic if things are not going to change. And if we don't tell the story, who's going to tell the story? Because quote unquote mainstream ain't.
Yeah. So they also just adding on to that though. There's a lot of missing Native American women as well. They have been saying they've been comparing the story to also, and I think that that's really important because I don't think I think it's been stated that there are no real numbers like when it comes to those women and what's going on with them. Whether it be missing or domestic violence, abuse. Just any. There's no real data on that, which I think is really horrible, but also if there's no data, then who's actually trying to do anything about it?
That part. But let it be a white woman. All hands on deck. Let's find her. Remember that girl, Bonnie Ray Ramsey? Is that her name? Bonnie Ray? Billy Ray? I don't know. The little girl that was the pageant girl.
Her picture was always that graduation photo?
No, her picture was always her in the pageant in the little tutu.
Oh, John Bonet or
that girl. That girl. I was like, why was that such a big deal? All right. Well,
it's driving me crazy. It really is. Sorry.
So Jeannie and Jeezy are expecting a child, so congratulations to them. I feel like that's an ode to her dad did it for money. John did it for money, Sharona said. Jeezy and Jeannie, my only thing on that is a man would change your mind about certain things when you being loved properly and getting the things that you need. She said that before, if you guys didn't know, Jeannie Mai said that she didn't want to be a parent. She didn't want to be a mother, and that was the issue in her first marriage. Now she says that she feels protected and loved and cared for, and so they're pregnant. So congratulations to her. It was just crazy because Chloe had just told me I need to have a baby. Then I talked to my therapist, and my therapist was like, go ahead and freeze your eggs just in case if you're not 100% that you don't want to have children. And then I seen her story. So I was like, okay, God, I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to stay open to having this kid, even though I feel like I don't want no children. But who knows? I might marry a man who don't have no children at this age, y'all. And he might want a baby. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would still suggest freezing your eggs. Like, what would be the harm in that? I mean, I'm not certain how much it costs or anything, but I just think that it would still be a good idea. If I could do so, I think I would.
The bank will pay for it. The bank will pay for it. They'll reimburse me. And then there was versus. We had a lot of news topics today. I didn't think it was gonna go that fast. I mean that long. But versus happened. Ja Rule and Fat Joe. There was an issue last week about apology. Lil Mo was like, we did a lot of entertainment stuff today. Fat Joe called them dusty bitches, crack, said it out the crack house. And so I understood when Lil Mo talked about her addiction, why that made her feel a certain way, because Joe know about her addiction. I don't care how much you know me, don't play with me, and I don't care how much you loved on me, this, that, and the third. Don't, that was a violation. So a lot of people was talking about how Nelly walked across the stage and gave Ashanti a hug. Him giggling backstage. I thought it was cute. I don't think people should shame him for that. I thought that was really cute. I mean, sometimes you see your ex and be like, hey, okay. And then JD and Diddy. Baby, Diddy was like, play your hit, play a song. And if you come with Mariah, I'm gonna come with Mary J. And I just wanted to say this, Diddy. I love me some Mary, but there's some songs about Mariah that Mary can't touch. That's that on that for me.
What song when he said if Jay-Z come with Mariah?
If
Jay-Z Mariah?
So
Jay. Oh, look. Okay.
So they was on a live, and because JD had called out Diddy, he was like, I'm at the Garden, tell him to come see me. Diddy said, no disrespect, call out bring Dre. You came back, come in the thing with me. That was on Twitter. Now on Instagram Live, it was Snoop, Fat Joe, JD and Diddy. Diddy was playing music and JD was like, I'm not playing no music. He, let's sign the paperwork so we can do this versus. Since you gonna dust me, do that. And then later on in the interview, JD did a interview and he was stating that he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame and Diddy ain't. He was like, so you don't know what I'm coming with because you don't know all the songs I done wrote for the most part. So
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never I oftentimes, and I'm not trying to discredit him, but I do oftentimes have to remember JD, but I know, I guess maybe within certain parts, he is more prominent.
Well, he's not as flashy as Diddy. Everybody knows who Diddy is. You know what I'm saying? But JD been around since he was young.
I just don't really see where the two of them, I don't know. Maybe, I guess it makes sense to other people, especially if you're someone that follows the careers closely and just seeing like the collaborations and like who does what. But just to me, I'm trying to understand. I would kind of be wondering why they match up. I guess I would kind of be thinking of Diddy with somebody else, but I don't really see Diddy, I guess, the way Diddy see Diddy. So
I don't think nobody sees Diddy as Diddy. So that's, if you have, Julia said congratulations, Jeezy. I thought that was like really dope for Jeezy and Jenny me. If you was here in the beginning, y'all remember my clapper? I don't know if this is the same clapper, but I had it.
Yeah, I don't know if it don't sound the same.
You want to tell us about our sponsor?
Well, yeah. So our sponsor for this evening, let me pull that up. I'm sorry. I thought we had another news story after that.
But if you would like to be a sponsor, contact us at theoriesandthoughts@ladyceo.com. We're going to run it at the end.
All right. So our sponsor this evening is Jador Awareness Apparel. You all can find them at JadorAwarenessApparel.com and on Facebook as Jador Awareness Apparel, as well as on Instagram as Jador Awareness Apparel. But Jador Awareness is a high-end fine line apparel wear that brings awareness to different disabilities. And we thank them for being our sponsor for this month as well, this week. And it's kind of been a month. It's going to be a month in all. So we just appreciate them. But you all can definitely check them out. And They had their Purple and Green Gala this weekend, didn't they?
Yes, and I had forgot. I called her Sunday, and I talked to her Sunday, and I was like, "Yeah, girl, because I'm gonna attend. I'm gonna just buy a ticket." She was like, "Sis, it was yesterday." We called each other twin, so she was like, "Twin, that was yesterday." I was like, "Twin, I'm so sorry, but I'm about to buy this ticket anyway. I'm sending you this money." And my mama actually gave too, so because I shared it on my page, so that was dope.
And I was looking for something, so I need to because I said I was just gonna find some way to donate, and I didn't find one, so I
It's
need to
okay.
Okay, I don't really be but I'll see. And Sharona say that's not the same clapper because the other one was annoying.
This not annoying to you?
It's not the same one though. It don't sound the same.
Enrique says, "Hi, sweetie pie. Good night, darling. Love you, darling. Thank you." I don't know who you talk to. Anyway, you wanna? So today's our 2-year anniversary. You want to run the anniversary, or you want to run the trailer right now?
We can do the anniversary videos, but I realized we did not discuss if we were going to be doing all of them back to back, or are we going to kind of just talk in between that, or what?
We can talk in between them.
Okay. So our first one is from Libra, who is also the CEO of Jadora Awareness.
Congratulations, ladies. 2-year anniversary of your podcast, Theories and Thoughts. Listen, I am super proud of you, ladies. I am blessed to know you, ladies. Thank you for all that you do for us melanated women. Thank you for providing an outlet for us to have voices. I, in particular, want to say thank you for keeping my boys' voices lifted. I am grateful. I am appreciative. You ladies take the time to make sure that each individual that you have on your show is treated fairly, is heard. The message is delivered in the best possible way that represents us in the best light. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. I am so humble. Enjoy this moment. Live in it. Bask in it. I see great things in the future. Keep rising. Salute.
Oh.
Have you watched them? I didn't watch them.
No, I didn't watch them either. I didn't watch them either. So that was so sweet.
I love Libra. Libra has had both of us on her shows and individually on her shows. We definitely support one another. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, I forgot the comments just that fast. Thank you, Nikki.
And Sharona better leave me alone by my damn clapper. Anyway, so 2-year anniversary. What I remember when we first started, I don't even know why we picked the date that we picked. I think we just was like, okay, we're gonna start next week. And it had to be on a Tuesday. Why did it have to be a Tuesday?
I think that was just a date that we were looking for a day that people would be able to watch and actually be free to watch. A day where there wasn't so much going on. We talked about primetime TV or something. So.
Yeah, I think so. So for those who have heard the origination story, bear with us. So Fancy and I have a friendship outside all this. We have a friendship. And Fancy was like, well, I think we both just kind of was like, we should talk about this out and about. But I never thought about it being what it is. I don't think we really knew what it will become. At first, it was kind of, we had a guest sometimes, and then we'll talk about a topic. Now it's guests all the time, and then we're more opinionated on the talk show. When we first started the podcast, we didn't even think about the talk show. Like, the talk show wasn't even a thought. At the time, it was after 1 year that we did the talk show, and I'm thankful for it. But me and Fancy would have these conversations, y'all. We'll be texting all day. And Fancy, and we'll just be like, this is stuff we should talk about in our community. And it was just, I always say kitchen table talk because that's what Wendy always saying. Y'all know I'm a fan of her business wise. And it was like, this is stuff that we just don't talk about. These are situations that we don't discuss openly in mixed company. We always talk about it hush, hush, when we should be talking about it, out and about. So Fancy taught me how to create my first press release. when we did this one, when we did the press release for this, because sis, I didn't know how to do that, so I'm grateful. And that's just one of the things of you didn't even remember that, huh?
Well, I remember it now, but before, no.
That's just one of the things that make us great partners, I feel, because we help each other. You know, like I said in my video earlier today, I was like, she's my mentor, I'm her mentor. We just do stuff. I mean, client, whatever. And that's how we should be. And that's one of the things that we built this on. We don't always agree. And that was another thing, because a lot of people always say that Black women don't get along. And in some cases, a lot of times Black women don't get along because there's some jealousy there's animosity, they feel like they're bigger than the other person or what have you. And I don't feel like, I've never felt that way. I've never felt that, oh, Fancy feel like she better than me or this, that, and third, or even felt jealous. And you've never expressed to me that you felt that way either. And it was just like, we just kind of flowed. And that's the beauty of a partnership. So I'm gonna be quiet because I'm always talking.
Well, look, because I mean, like we discussed the format, but I was trying to think, what I've learned from this, and really, I think for me, it's been more of a personal journey, because even still now, like I always knew I wanted to do a podcast, but I knew that I'm just not that talkative of a person. So I'm like, I know that I couldn't, which now they have podcasts that could be just as like 7 to 8 minutes long. That's how they're actually putting out the formats. But before then, I was just kind of like, oh, I knew I needed to partner up with someone to do so. So this has been a journey for me, just like learning to be more comfortable on camera. That has been possibly my biggest ordeal, and it's still something that I am working at. I find the podcast to be, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to show up every week, to commit to actually taking part in things, and it's something that I do outside of the magazine. Like normally the magazine has always been, that's been my baby. That's always been first, with whatever it was I was doing. So to actually have something else now that I'm trying to contribute to, and then still do my part with, it has been a bit of a challenge, but it challenges me in a good way, So I'll have to say that that's one thing that I've learned so far since we've been podcasting. But I was trying to think like what else, because I know we have come across so much other just information, because all of our guests usually teach us about something more, and that's the whole purpose. That's one of the reasons why we started as well, just to continue to educate and inspire, and to talk about, like, to actually educate on those subject matters that oftentimes might not be discussed as openly, as you call them. I think maybe taboo subjects. I think that's how you oftentimes refer to them. So those are my thoughts as far as like with the learning. But what would you say that you've learned? I know you kind of did the intro part of how we came about, but
things that I've learned. I've learned how to not run away when it gets uncomfortable. As open, as honest as I am, this big old spirit, there's times that I don't want to deal with people, and like Sharona say, I'll be like, I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to deal with that, but then I'll still do it. So this has taught me how to not run away from relationships. It taught me how to stand my ground. My background is that I didn't feel like I had a voice growing up. And as a woman, I fought to get my voice. And sometimes it's still hard to have my voice and own my voice. As big as a spirit I am shy at times. Or I feel like I can't do. So this podcast has created a voice. It has made me open up. A lot of people be like, because sometimes I'll be like, do I talk too much? Am I overshadowing everything? And I have people who I didn't even know watch the podcast. They may never comment or anything, but they just out of the blue and be like, your podcast is good. Y'all work together really well. And I'm like, it's needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, your laid backness, my right here. And sometimes I don't even feel good and I do it. So it is definitely a commitment. It's a very big commitment. It's a very big commitment because sometimes you just don't want to be on. You know, you don't want to be on. And then sometimes you don't want to talk to people. Or sometimes we might be at it. You know, doing the situation that happened with us. We always allude to the situation. It wasn't nothing that happened. It wasn't me and Fancy got into it. It was a situation with somebody else. And we didn't see eye to eye on the matter. And it caused a rift. And even in that moment, it was like, do we continue the podcast? But then we both was just like, our friendship was more important. And it was like, but yeah, this is what the podcast was supposed to be about. And just coming back with that taught me. Like, that taught me to open my mouth up and say, you know what? I love you enough that I don't want to go. I don't, I want this or what have you. So that's what I've learned. We've learned, yes, I've learned from different guests, I've bought from different guests. I bought some of the things. I've invested in things, to become a better businesswoman and different things and everything. But all in all, at the core of it all, I've become a better woman on this journey of being a woman, because it's hard and you need somebody. And I have people in place, but sometimes you need that intimate person. And here in this podcast, it is an intimate, situation. A lot of times our roles have changed. You used to do the flyers and, and a whole lot of other things where I just showed up. I feel like I showed up. I helped with the topics, but I just pretty much showed up. Now, I pretty much do the podcast and you do the talk show.
Right.
So before we do that, do you want to do another video and then we talk about how that transition happened?
Yeah, let me get one together. So here we have, is it Jaquita Zachary? Was that her last name? Okay.
Hello, ladies. Happy 2-year anniversary. Thank you so much for sticking with it, because a lot of people don't stick with stuff, but y'all been doing this thing 2 years. So congratulations with that. Continue walking in your purpose. Continue bringing us great content. And most of all, continue being who you are. We enjoy watching and listening to you, ladies. And thank you so much for having me on your show, 2019, Jaquita Zachary Johnson. I just want to say happy anniversary.
That was sweet. Now, Jaquita came on and talked about representation.
Yeah.
And Libra came on and talked about our children's story. I wanted to say with each person, because I forgot to say that about Libra. And what you about to say?
Nothing.
So the transition of it all. So you were doing everything and I felt bad. And I was like, I gotta help her, because you were like trying to get things together and we were doing a talk show. And I don't know how it just all came about, but I think one day I just was like, Fancy, I'll do the podcast and you can just work on the talk show. And
yeah, that's basically what it was. And yeah, you have, like, I've seen you even grow with it. Your designs for the flyers have been improving. Like, you've been doing a lot better with those. I saw you kind of go from, like, at first you were just kind of like, okay, this is what's already there. I'm just going to swap it out. And then you began to incorporate your own, style to them. And I like that. And you've been doing really good with those. So, and even with though I do the talk show now, I oftentimes think to myself, I need to just make certain that I'm still being active with the podcast as well. And that I'm, just carrying my weight with it. And that has been something that we have discussed before. And I have slacked before in the past, but I have been trying to improve. Like, even just, it's made me want to, like, I read news all day, but I guess it's the type of the news that I read. So I don't always read the most interesting news, but I've even had to like start checking myself like, hey, you know, like you can sit around and read about politics all day, but you're not going to be discussing politics. So you need to read about whatever, you know, it is that you're going to be discussing on the podcast, like just gearing up or actually looking for news, which we kind of discussed that the other day. But it's been almost like I'm not going to say a transformation. I think at the end it will be a transformation, just the more I grow accustomed to this, because I think being a part of being a good podcaster is actually having your own opinion. And oftentimes I'm so undecided because I always see like both sides of situations. So that can kind of hinder me in some ways. But that's just something I just wanted to add. So that's like another way that I think that I've kind of had to grow, you know, as well with the podcast, and just also going back to what you were saying about who does what. But I still feel as passionately about it as I did when we first started. I will say that, you know, sometimes it does feel like a lot of work. Like Tuesdays are a whole different beast for me. Tuesdays are like my busiest day of the week. It's the day I really have to be, as you say, on. And that's something I'm not totally accustomed to. I'm just now getting to the point where I can be like, okay, it's Tuesday, I'm gonna do the podcast, and then I'm gonna actually do something else after that. Because it used to be just like, okay, after the podcast, I'm eating and going to sleep.
Yes. But why don't we talk about those things that you read? We need to bring those things to the forefront too. It shouldn't all be entertainment.
I guess for me, whenever discussing politics, I want to make certain that I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I just don't be feeling all that confident about it. Like I oftentimes think about writing about it, but then I just be like, no, because you know, it seems like you need to have more background on all of it, you know, and not all the time do I do that. So, or do I have that? So that just kind of, you know, takes place. But it's Julius said, it's definitely great to see what you ladies are doing. And I love the energy and topics you ladies express with your viewers. Please keep up the effort and positivity. It goes a long way. I have to get ready for bed. Congrats again. Till next time later, ladies. Thank you, Julius. I really appreciate it.
And then Brandy said it's the second one.
Oh.
The first one had a typo. I look forward to seeing y'all on Tuesdays. Thank you. Thank you,
Brandy.
Let me tell y'all. So Brandy is a very big supporter as well. And we wear her products. Eyeshadow. You have it on today, right?
Not today, but I had it on earlier when I did my other live interview. I wore some then.
Okay. So we wear her products. Like I told you, I got on Nikki today. And her products, like I'll see a picture of something on one of her ads and try to recreate the look.
I think of you saying it, and I just be like, how does she do it? I still don't, even though you've told me that, and then you even sent me some pictures, I think one time, and I still be like, okay, but how do you make it? How do you know if it's actually gonna pair correctly?
Okay, so her videos, let me tell y'all real quick. On her videos, the ladies, they do the videos right. Oh, she said she have a tutorial coming soon. But the ladies do the makeup. They show you what they're using. So you have to stop it, you have to pause it and be like, okay, I'm gonna use that. Okay, then I'm gonna use, that's just me. But I've been wearing makeup a little bit longer than you too. And what happened was I used to work from home. And excuse me, when I would get stressed, I would do my makeup. So if they made me mad, I'd be like, I'm taking a break and I'll go do my makeup. So now I kind of know how to do a little bit more. And it's all about just playing with it. In all honesty,
it just don't seem that way. I don't know. It's its own thing.
Well, I like a pop of color. So the only thing I have on today is foundation, blush, and a pop of color. And my lashes, my lashes. So yeah. But yeah, the transition, it's okay, because when it comes to the talk show, I feel like we work hand in hand, and I feel like we do pull our, because you do the captions every week. I mean, I post most of the time. Yeah, we looking for another assistant. We need an assistant because, baby, me trying to run all my social media and our social media, Jesus.
And I do be having like I said, you've been doing good because I'll be like, let me hop on here and just post something. It has been, but the page is growing though. That's the beauty of it. You know, I do see the growth in it, but it is a little. It's more. You know, it's more work, but I think it's worth it though.
It is worth it. It is worth it, and I try to post at least once a day. Once a day, something. I try to post once a day something. So for our new people, should we tell them who we are? You want to do a video and then we tell them who we are, or you want to just go into? I know we have.
Let's do our last video just to go ahead on and make certain we get this one out as well because we do appreciate it.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael W. Green. I am a filmmaker here in Dallas, Texas, and I just want to say happy 2-year anniversary to Theories and Thoughts podcast with the hostess, with the mostest, and Arnya and Miss Fancy. Y'all are doing your thing. Keep putting out the positive content. The word, they are talking about it. I still look at your show. Keep doing it. You know, everything with the pandemic has been kind of hard to keep things and keep people motivated, but y'all are doing it. Y'all have a nice following. Keep making it happen, ladies. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. So if you don't know, now you know. You know. Let's eat. Peace.
Michael is funny. Michael is an actor here in Dallas. As he said, filmmaker, producer, all those different things. And he talked about being an actor in the South and being a filmmaker.
Right.
So he's very good. He actually put me in something. I was extra. I know. Well, we're almost an hour. Just real quick, who are you?
Okay. Well, I'm Fancy, and I'm the publisher and editor-in-chief of Swagger Magazine. I'm also a mom of 3.
Okay. I am Arnya and Davis. I am CEO of the Lady CEO LLC, which is the parent company of several different little smaller businesses. Miss Bain's Boutique, Fire Lashes. I always forget something. Confidence Coaching, and Pick Your Persona shoots. Miss Things Boutique. I say Miss Things Boutique.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that's everything. But you can always go to my website. And when we first started, I was your manager. I was the manager of the magazine. Now I am about to work on managing you more now, and Sharona, and really working my talent, my gift, because I feel like I haven't been, and I feel less creative. I feel like I've been 2021 has been a whole different type of situation for me. So that's that on that. Anything we forgot to discuss that we said we was going to discuss tonight?
No. Unless we want to talk about how we come up with our guests for a quick second.
Oh, so how do we come up with our guests? Most times we talk. So we have a meeting every week now that we discuss what topics we might talk about for the next month. We try to do it a month in advance or 2 months in advance, because we've been talking about November and this is September. We are always looking for guests, people that who have interesting stories. Sharona has been on here, Nikki has been on here. We got to get you on here, Brandy. Maybe we get Brandy in November.
I was thinking of that when I saw her on for your idea that you had.
Right. So Brandy, I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna have you on in November. Yeah, that'll be good. That would be a good idea for that idea I told you about. So what we do is we celebrate our supporters, people who are doing stuff, and people who are experts in their fields. So this month we wanted to talk about people who help the brand. So last week we had the editor-in-chief of Exposure TV Network app and Exposure Magazine. She is the platform that our talk show is on. A Black woman. We discussed different things. So the week prior to that, we had Corey Epsy on. He actually does our audio and visual. He does our producing of the show and everything. The week before that, we had Nadia Francois. Mm-hmm. We're actually on her channel on the network. So we highlight those people too. And last month we talked to 4 different women who are Black businesses. So August was Black Business Month. So that's why we had Black businesses. This month was our anniversary. So that's why we talked about that. Next month is dyslexia, abuse,
Domestic violence.
domestic violence. That's what I was trying to say. Breast cancer, and a couple of other things. So those are that's how we kind of pick our guests. Or if we get pitched an idea and we're like, okay, that sounds good. But for the most part, we look at the themes of the month, the awarenesses, different awarenesses that we may not talk about all the time, although we do kind of do breast cancer and domestic violence almost every year. Last year, Fancy interviewed me for September for PCOS.
Right.
So we do things like that. We things that we may be going through. So you guys know my father is ill. So we talked about how to prepare for that. Prepare with taking care of our parents as they get older. So we talked about that around Valentine's Day. We had not this year, but last year, we had a matchmaker on.
Yeah.
Our first year we had a matchmaker on, and we also had the discussion with Jay, the disconnection between Black men and Black women. Last year in December, we talked to a lady. She was pitched to us to talk about getting through the holidays with COVID, with the COVID. So that's how we come up with our topics. Sometimes we get pitched and it's agreed on, be like, most of the time I'll go to Fancy and ask her what she think about a topic, and she'll tell me if she has somebody. If not, I'll kind of pull from my network. We try to pull from our networks. So did I miss something on that?
No.
Okay. So yeah, that's how we do that. To be a sponsor, it is you can sponsor a month, a show, commercial on the talk show as well. All of those good things. Or to be a guest, email us at theoriesandthoughts@ladyco.com. We got our email address this year, because before we didn't. And we have a playlist that we started last year. We should switch that up a little bit. Add more songs maybe.
Or do a new one.
I'll do a new one. We could do that. I post that on our Instagram. We have a new Instagram this year. So 2 years. We're coming up, y'all. We're business women in our own right. And we come together to make this business happen. So that's that. If you have any topics that you think that we should discuss, you want to come on the show, hit us up. Let us know why we need to have you on the show. As for me, I have my water, my tumbler too. This is on Swagger website. Tonight I have on a shirt. I had to pull up the Instagram. It is World.
I saw that. I was like, is that a World Vision shirt?
World Envision. So I was at home. I was at home in New Orleans, and my sister Takara, one of my girlfriends, me and Sharona's girlfriend, who went to high school with us, is World Envision. And I seen the shirt, and I was like, oh, that's a cute shirt. She was like, yeah, these some Black kids that's out here doing it, this, that, and the third. And I was like, I need to buy me some shirts. So I bought 2. And I was like, I'm definitely wearing it on the podcast.
So they ones, they have a pretty big following, don't they? They might even be okay. I saw there. They do like the commercials kind of that show the t-shirt making process or something, right?
I had never heard of them until she told me about them, and apparently she know them or know somebody. So it says trusting your vision.
It's cute.
So it made me want to wear it because this was our vision, trusting our vision. So I thought that was really dope. My earrings come from Girl Be Fearless. Her name has changed on Instagram, but it was Girl Be Fearless. I think it's something else. I don't know. But yeah, I thought this was real cute. They got the little tag right here. And
that's nice.
Different things. So that's that. You can find me. My website is Lady CEO, lady with an I, CEO.com. I am Lady CEO with the I.com. Lady CEO on all platforms and Clubhouse. You can catch me if you need to contact me for booking Fancy or myself. ARNYA at ladyceo.com. Fancy.
All right, and so I am Fancy Swagger on all platforms, but my link tree is Fancy's Thoughts, and then of course Swagger Magazine is Swagger Magazine on all platforms, and we also have a club on Clubhouse now. It's entitled Swagger Magazine Club, so we invite you all to join it. On Fridays, we have our Story Sharing Friday, whereas you pitch your story for 3 to 5 minutes, and we choose a winner at the end of the room, and the winner is featured on Swagger Online, as well as spotlighted in the print magazine. So it's a great opportunity to get your story out there, as well as to practice your pitching on Clubhouse, because the room is it got kind of about 30 people the week before last, but they aren't too big. So it's a good room for practice, especially if you're one of those that's still practicing how to have a stage presence or, build up your following there. And I was trying to think if there was anything else I needed to.
We got an issue coming out.
Yeah, I do have an issue coming out. And we have taken the pre-sales down, but you can still order on the website right now. I'm just waiting on one last thing that is holding me up. It's always something though.
It's okay, but you're still doing it.
Yeah, but it can get to be frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so that's everything for me. But you all can again follow me at Fancy Swagger.
And we're gonna talk to y'all later. Brandy, I'm about to text you. I think I got your number. I don't know if I got your number. If not, I'm gonna get it from Erin. I've never text you because I never know if I got your number. I'm gonna check. Anyway, bye.
Bye.